Have you ever wondered what goes on in one of those huge dairy factories dotted around rural New Zealand? Well, one of Fonterra's largest plants on the endlessly flat and fertile Canterbury Plains processes around 7.5 million tonnes of milk each day at peak times. Its specialty is cream cheese, destined for China and Southeast Asia. Let's take a tour with RNZ Rural News reporter Monique Steele.
Strong gusts lash the brave out on farm in stormy Darfied today. The small Selwyn town is known for its meat pies, the fewer than 4,000 hearty folk who call it home, and the hard-to-miss Fonterra dairy factory. The factory employs around 330 people and collects milk from farms all over Te Waiponamu, making around 270,000 tonnes of milk powder and cream cheese each year. Here to show me around is the plant's cream cheese manager, Matt Smith.
Darfield site's got a fleet of 44 tankers based on site, so we're picking up milk from right up to Murchison down towards Mackenzie Country and Ashburton.
Rainy day here at Darfield, hey?
Very grey here, maybe, but windy's always a bit typical down here.
Yeah. How's supply been so far this season?
Yeah, look, we've had a really good start across both the powder plant we've got on site and the cream cheese factory. So yeah, no complaints here. We're very happy. And milk's certainly ramping up, so we're coming up towards peak in a few weeks. And once we hit peak here at Darfield, we're processing about 7.5 million litres of milk a day through the 3 plants on site.
Are you looking for more supply?
Always, yep. Always willing to take on more and see how much we can get through. Shaping up for probably a record season for us in terms of processing throughput, which we're very excited about.
Enormous milk drying machines border the 3 plants running here, proving New Zealand's position as a global powerhouse of dairy, exporting more than $23 billion of it in the year to last June. China remains our top dairy market, taking more than a third of our exports, including cream cheese that Fonterra processes here in Darfield and at Te Rapa in Waikato. Right, so these big tanks, tell me more, what do they do?
Yep, so looking at 2 very tall buildings.
I'm going to stand here and block some wind.
Try to. Yep, so we're looking at 2 very tall buildings. We've got dry 1 on the left and dry 2 on the right. So dry 2 is the largest whole milk powder dryer in the world, so making about 33 tonne an hour of whole milk powder. D1 slightly smaller, 16 tonne an hour.
The Darfield factory opened in 2012, first producing milk powder. 6 months later, it added cream cheese to the mix. The Te Rapa factory just didn't have enough capacity to satisfy global demand, especially Chinese consumers' thirst for sweet, dairy-topped tea, as we'll hear about later. The Darfield plant is making a whopping 100 tonnes of cream cheese each day. How has the site changed over the years?
Yeah, well, when the site was first built, there was just dry 1, then we followed it the very next year after with dry 2. And then in 2018 we built the cream cheese factory, which we're about to go into. And at the same time we built the cream cheese factory, we also added a reverse osmosis plant for water recovery and a biodigester for whey processing.
It's time to escape the gusts and head into the cream cheese control room.
I should point out my trophy cabinet as well. So we're very proud of our trophies. And we won Champion Fresh Unripened Cheese at the Cheese Awards last year. It's 2025 in the middle.
And some previous cheese awards.
Yes, and a few previous awards. So very proud that we, despite making a lot of cheese, we still have stuff that tastes fantastic and wins some of those national awards.
But I noticed your Anchor's going to be the winner. Does that mean next year's maybe a no?
No, so that's Anchor Food Professional, so that's our food service brand, which we are keeping.
Nice. Taranaki-born Matt has been with the co-op for more than 15 years, since starting in the graduate program, and he's enjoying his near decade at Darfield.
So this is a red line, so we're going to go over this and then going to put overalls on and hairnet and stuff.
Yep.
So the idea of sitting down is sit down, kick your boots off and shoes off and swing over.
Yep.
And then put your shoes somewhere you'll remember on the way out.
Cool. As all factory workers know, the greatest fear for all food and beverage processors is contamination. We gear up in full-size overalls, hairnet, glasses, gummies and earplugs and wash our hands many times as we enter the control room. You're making us humans feel like we're dirty or something?
Sorry, doing this half a dozen times a day. True. Yeah. So welcome to cream cheese. We're in the cream cheese control room now. So we obviously call Darfied the home of cream cheese. So we start with the milk curve, so start early August, run through till late May, early June. And we're making about 100 tonnes a day of cream cheese. So what you can see there, so we'll go for a walk and see this in person.
Yeah,
we'll even taste some.
I was just going to say, well, could you even talk me through the control board that I'm seeing here with many, many controls? It looks like I could fly a plane from there.
Yeah. So look, it's a very, it's a new plant, right? So it's highly automated in terms of lots of the control systems, continuously monitoring temperature, pressure, pH in our vats. So what we're doing, we're taking milk and cream, we add a starter culture and we ferment the milk and cream for 12 hours, and that gives us a really great tasting cream cheese. And that's what we think helps us win some of those trophies we saw as we came in this morning. And what you're watching there, so that's hot filled cream cheese. Cream cheese is hot when we fill it, so it's about 75 degrees, filling it into 20 kilo cartons before we put it through the rapid chill. So we're making, when I say 100 tonnes a day, we're talking about 5,000 20 kilo blocks of cream cheese each day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I would cut them on.
Ears protected, we head into the blender room, where we get to watch cream cheese being made fresh and hot.
G'day, how are you?
And here is where it all happens. Whole milk is mixed with cream and a starter culture that was developed at the Co-op's research facility in Palmerston North. Then, once the proteins coagulate to form curds, they're heated to 76 degrees Celsius, blending nicely with the stabilisers. This makes the line a very warm place to be. 5 people run the highly automated cream cheese line that runs basically 24/7. The site's still being powered by coal, but Fonterra says it's committed to decarbonising it along with its other plants by 2037. The cream cheese is hot filled into 20 kilogram cardboard boxes lined with plastic bags. They're all assembled by clever robots earlier in the chain.
So that blender's for us a really key part of the process. So that's some of the work we've done over the last 5-10 years with the research centre in Palmy North, and that bit of technology is what lets us make the cream cheese and really tailor it to the specific kind of consistency and texture that our customers want, and target different applications with it. So that's kind of the key piece of technology in there.
Oh, it's amazing, eh?
It looks great, yeah.
And you can certainly notice the heat.
Yes, it's nice and warm. No one realises cream cheese is kind of made hot.
In true milkshake fashion, robots shake the boxes left and right very quickly to help the cheese settle nicely.
Yeah, so I guess heat must play a very important part in the process.
Yeah, it's a key part. So this is a fresh cheese, so unlike something like cheddar, which you want to keep maturing, we use the heat to kill the starter cultures, and then that keeps the flavour consistent.
Any other ingredients inside it?
Yeah, so it's got, like I said, milk and cream, a starter culture, and then we add a stabiliser gum to help hold the moisture in there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's quite mesmerising to watch, if you ask me.
It's very therapeutic.
Yeah.
On the packing line, we meet Scott, who's one of just 25 employees at the cream cheese plant who makes sure the machines all run smoothly. Scott started with Fonterra up north before being seconded down here.
How long have you worked here for, Scott?
I've been here for 3 years, all up.
How's it going?
I enjoy it.
What do you do?
So I package the cream cheese that the boys processed. So currently out in the packing hall.
Yeah, nice. And so you must be quite good with tech.
Check how.
Oh, well, looking at these screens here, it looks like you could pretty much fly a plane with some of the digital side of it.
Oh yeah, a lot of the digital side of it is also, once you get used to it, it's all straightforward, but there is definitely that learning curve there.
Yeah.
Scott calls Rolleston home and doesn't mind the 12-hour shifts in the 2-day, 2-night cycle. Also a father to a 1-year-old, he says you get sleep where you can. We nip out of the noisy plant to taste the freshly blended product.
So grab a spoon, and have some. It'll be warm, it's quite warm.
Okay, thank you.
Have a taste.
Kia ora.
So you should get a very creamy,
It's so creamy.
especially when it's hot, you should be getting a nice cultured aftertaste. So that's what sets this apart. That's what the trophies are for, is trying to get that cultured flavour in while still making it in bulk like we obviously do. That's certainly one of the challenges. But
Right.
great flavour, creamy mouthfeel, nice and fatty, and nice and cultured.
And it's a little different to the type that we have on supermarket shelves here in Aotearoa. It's firmer and fattier. It's designed to win over Asian consumers in markets China, Japan and Southeast Asia, where they've developed a taste for sweet dairy drinks like tea macchiato. That's tea topped with a mix of whipped cream and cream cheese.
Tea macchiato's been one of the big kind of products that drove the cream cheese demand into China. It's certainly diversifying now, but they were certainly one of the originals, and that kind of perception that dairy is healthy, certainly driving a lot of the growth in those markets for us. The bulk of our production is getting sold under the Anchor Food Professionals brand, so you can see that on the cartons. So going into those food service markets through China, Japan, and a few of the other countries in Southeast Asia. So some quite exciting products too. Some very tasty ones, cheesecakes obviously, tea macchiatos, and then more and more of the kind of traditional Asian pastries getting cream cheese added to them. So yeah, really good news story for us. We can't make enough of the cream cheese at the moment. Cool, we'll go out and I'll have a look at palletising.
We return to the manufacturing line where it's time to cool down the cream cheese for packing. For the next 20 hours, this hot cream cheese is refrigerated at 4 degrees.
The conveyor we can see is where the cream cheese comes out of the rapid cool and then stacked by the robot here onto the pallet, 45 cartons on a pallet, and then wrapped and moved to the cool store.
Not one person here at present.
No, so ideally no operators needed out here for the day-to-day running. They come out and do quality checks and start and stop the line, but certainly all the stacking and movement is done by the robots or the automated forklifts.
The robots dart to and fro before us, tooting their horns as if a human was in charge, but there are no people here.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, it's very cool to watch.
The robot slowly makes its programmed path up to the pallet of cream cheese. Long metal arms extend to hoist the pallet loaded with 45 cartons and stack it with the others.
Is it fair to say like this is one of the more high-tech sites you have across the
Yeah, being one of the newer sites, certainly probably one of the higher levels of automation in the packing palletising area. But in saying that, robots like this are common across pretty much all the sites now. Everyone loves a robot. It's pretty fascinating to see what it can do. And it's quite easy to think yourself like a person stacking that, what it would take and kind of the risk of injury and stuff versus being able to get it nice, perfectly square sides, very consistent and no risk of hurting anyone is a real win.
Beyond this, the dry and cool stores. The distribution centre was just under half full during my visit in September, which is when milk production starts to rev up again after calving. It's impressive nonetheless.
So this is, we just walked into the dry store now, so obviously storing a whole heap of whole milk powder. And then down through the far end we have the cool store. Just whole milk powder stored here, and at capacity this is storing about 70,000 tonnes of whole milk powder.
Around 1,000 tonnes of whole milk powder is also made each day. There are forklifts here too, zipping around a maze of thousands of pallets stacked so high and oh so perfectly.
That is just unbelievable. It's like pallets as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, it's very impressive. Yeah, it's really helps give a bit of perspective of the scale of what we're kind of doing here in terms of 300,000 tonnes a year of powder and cream cheese. It really is a huge volume.
Yeah, deep right. And you want more?
Yeah, of course.
You got capacity?
Yeah, we're constantly optimising the process. Cream cheese in particular, we've managed to kind of uplift the capacity by about 20% with no real capital spend, which is great news for us and the farmers. And likewise, powder, continuously optimising to try and get more milk through.
Matt Smith at Fonterra's Darfield plant, ending that story produced by Monique Steele.